Hey, what's up guys? Camera Thief here from Whipsauce Media, and today we're talking about the R32 Skyline GTR project. We did a lot of overhauling of the external components of the motor last winter, 2020 into 21, and along with that task came a lot of sorting out some different issues over the summertime. But that being said, in and around sorting out the issues, we had plenty of time to take it for a rip and really enjoy the progress that the car had made and the power levels that it was making. And we got to share those ride-along moments with some pretty cool individuals. So today we're just going to kind of walk through some of those highlight moments of the ride-alongs. Let's go. Yeah, so we're going to bring these up on the TV. So the first one up is Claire. So right there, if you can pause that, full noise on the button on rolling anti-lag should be about 16 pounds, and that happens around 5,000 RPM. This was well under that. This was like 3,500, 3,000 RPM, just enough to kind of make it crackle and pop and stuff. The car was making a lot of power that day. It was cool out, but there was also a lot of traffic, and we're making a lot of noise at that point. So that was just a little taste, just to kind of give her a little touch of rolling anti-lag, but that was nothing close to what the car can do. And obviously her face, you know, she's kind of wincing and not really knowing what to expect, and a big smile and stuff. So she was enjoying this quite a bit. Let's keep it going. The first time the wastegate opens, you can see her just like hang onto the seat and just kind of like not know what to expect. And she's having a great time with it. There's another maybe 3,500 RPM hit on the button. She's looking for flames. We weren't making any at that point. Mainly what we did with Claire is just a really quick down and back. So we can pause this. Corey and I were sitting out in the driveway ordering car parts and talking about what we're going to do to the car this winter. Claire was walking by and I'm like, hey, get in the car, let's go. You know, it was parked out in the driveway, and so we went for a little ride. But nothing super crazy. It was mainly just wastegate with her and just a little bit of a taste. She can't wait for more, you know, what's going to come up this coming summer, 2022. So not a lot of exciting things going on, just a pretty cool moment to share with somebody that has seen the car since it was stock. Definitely a fun ride along. So next up, we got Dave Olson. This was pretty fun to take him out for a ride, and he got pretty much the full experience. You know, rolling anti-lag, obviously wastegate. The car was making a little bit of wheel spin later on in the evening and stuff. So we'll see what we'll see how this one goes. Like, one of the things that you'll notice I constantly do with these people is ease them into it. I give them a little bit of RPM. You know, they hear the blow-off valve, they usually kind of respond, but I don't give them any wastegate, I don't give them any anti-lag. And right there, he's already just loving the sound of the car and the blow-off valve as it is. I think here, so,
yeah! Fuck yeah!
Can we pause this? So right there, if I recall that drive, we didn't do any wastegate, no nothing. I just kind of drove around for about 15 minutes, making sure everything was coming up to temperature and just kind of letting him enjoy the car as it was and the sounds. And then I laid on the rolling anti-lag button, and while the turbo spooled for just a couple seconds there, he gives me this sort of quick look, if you pay attention, of like, what happened? Like, there was no power and just a weird sound, and then you let it go and it's almost instant wastegate. I think that was a second into third gear pull, if I recall. So it gets moving pretty quickly. That was probably just shy of 5,000 RPM. So that was pretty fun to see that facial expression of like, what's happening? And all of a sudden just, you know, suck back in the seat. We keep playing.
Yes, wait for that. Woo! She opens up and comes alive. Wow. God, this thing just corners like nothing, dude.
Yeah, we were able to hit some corners with him. The car just handles phenomenally, and it was pretty fun to be able to hit some curves with Dave and not only give him a straight line sense of acceleration and power that the car has, but also really be able to throw the car into some curves and show him that you basically, on the Continental tires, you basically drive the car upside down. I've known Hal for several years. He's one of the coolest guys that I know. The relationship that we've established over years, just based on common interests, I was like, man, I gotta give Hal a ride. And we can go ahead and play this. You see him getting kind of buckled in. I think he said something to the effect of, this is just wild, or this is something.
Brain. This is just something, I don't know. Over the top is something.
This is something, I don't know. And he was concerned with the external wastegate. So here we're going out, you know, a little bit of boost. And he's just having a ball. there's the wastegate. I didn't even pause it. Back this up about 3 or 4 seconds. So Hal had just recently watched a ride-along video on YouTube with a Lotus Elise or Exige or something like that. And he's like, I just imagine this is how passengers in your car are gonna respond. So I'm like, well, let's put you in the car and see how you respond. And so he was like kind of comparing this entire ride with the YouTube video that he'd seen. And ultimately he decided that it was a very realistic thing. So he has no experience, he dives in this thing and he's just kind of overwhelmed with all these different things happening. The first time the wastegate opens, you watch, he just gets pinned back in the seat. I thought he was gonna get sucked through the harness out the back window. And his eyebrows just shoot up and then you shift and they shoot up again and you can go ahead and roll it again. This is my favorite part of this whole video.
I feel exactly like that YouTube.
Just big old smile, man. Like I said, super adventurous guy. Right there was wastegate through a tunnel. He was kind of crouching down because he thought the sound was going to be just piercing. Here's some anti-lag. And just had a blast with it.
That is phenomenal.
I guess to begin with Spencer's story in relationship to this car, Spencer actually drove down to Tampa, Florida when I flew down to buy the car and drive it home. So he's been with me since day one. Go ahead and roll this. I don't think we did any rolling anti-lag. I think this was pretty much all just wastegate. And squirrely little dude, just, you know, he buckles himself in, he's bobbing his head around, just loving it. Wastegate. A little bit more wastegate up into third, put it in fourth, and just kind of cruise back down. Again, there was a lot of traffic around. I don't think we got on the button with him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But just letting it, and I love how he leans back in the seat from the boost, and you see the car next to us just disappear in the background.
When you hear it open up, it's like you have that oh shit moment.
So while this plays out, so the end of that video there, we didn't get on the rolling anti-lag, but we were back in the driveway in the subdivision. Probably against my better judgment, I did kind of spool the two-step up just a little bit, and when that final snap, that gunshot bang just shoots out the back, he just kind of jumps and then just laughs right away. So he got a little bit of a taste of what it sounds like from inside the car. Next summer, we'll give him a taste of what it feels like. All right, so I think last up is Kirk. Man, Kirk and I go back almost 20 years. One of my longest standing, you know, very, very good friends. He had never ridden in the car since it was stock. So this year, things were a little bit different for Kirk. And again, that same progression. Here's a little bit of boost and some some blow-off valve sounds, and then we move into the wastegate a little bit, and then we get on the button and let her scream. And I distinctly remember how this video goes with Kirk, so let's go ahead and roll this one. Dude, he's so unassuming. So you can see him kind of like apprehensively just taking it in. He's like, okay, this is cool, but he's waiting for something more. And you see right there, his eyes just kind of,
I can feel the blood come out of my feet.
but he's liking it. He's smiling. We'll keep on going here. This is where it gets pretty good. Yeah, and we were moving pretty good there. And you can see it. This one, that wasn't a full spool. You can pause it. And we put it down. That was a blast, man. Go ahead and play. So now he understands the feeling and the sound. We pretty much drove back with him more or less speechless in the passenger seat, just ear to ear grin.
Man.
For no reason whatsoever. It's probably time to kill the cameras and hide it.
Thanks for riding, man. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man, that was great, dude. So we ended on a high note there. And just to kind of come back to everything full circle again, these ride-alongs are a blast. You know, Corey and I, every time we get in the car, it's a privilege and a joy to drive it. So we're going to give it some more. We're going to do some more ride-along videos next summer. I think it's safe to say, would you say it's going to be a little bit, probably more entertaining? Yeah, so it'll be more entertaining, arguably, this summer, or this coming summer, after a very long grueling winter. And actually listening to the car, this is the first time I've watched these videos since I cut them. And hearing the car makes me miss the car. But next year, we're gonna run it pretty hard. So in the meantime, stay tuned to Whipsauce Media here on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. There will be more content coming from the build. I'm going to put some video links in the description box down below that show when I first picked up the car, road tripping at 1,500 miles from Tampa, Florida in what turned out to be a snowstorm in Wisconsin in February. Some autocross stuff that we've done, last year's build video, things like that. So give us a follow on social media. Stay tuned for more ride-alongs, more GTR fun. We'll see y'all soon. Stay fueled. Yeah!